I love how they're like, hey, this bit was so badass, let's show it again. I can understand both sides of the argument being like, oh, it shows Frodo waking up from a dream, but at the same time, they show this and they're like, oh, Gandalf's not dead. Like, you know, for those who haven't really read the books. I'm perfectly okay with it, though, because, you know, we know from the books that this actually happened, and plus, it's badass to see Gandalf go toe-to-toe with the Balrog. He's so fucking cool, man. God. Also, the fact that, like, you know, man gets punched multiple times by a Balrog, and he's like, no, I'm still good. I'm still about. I'm still here. Oh, it's so beautiful. A little bit of tease of the Rohan theme. I love these extended cuts. I also love how they show more of Frodo and Sam, like, you know, going about Emyn Muil. Because I bet we thought, oh yeah, it's going to be like a romanticized version of an adventure and everything. But no, they've really struggled. That frog doesn't look so thick anymore. It's his box of condoms.
Maybe if we was having a roast chicken one night or something. Roast chicken? You never know.
Oh man. I love seeing these two on screen together, man.
One of my nuts. Won't come free in a hurry.
I love that you see them, like, you know, it's not some romanticized version of an adventure, you know, you really see them go through it. Two beings in Middle-earth who have no right to be where they are, but they're still going, and that's admirable.
I don't think Gandalf meant for us to come this way.
That's actually a question. What would have been Gandalf's plan? Because, of course, Emyn Muil we hear from Aragorn. And I can't remember if it's ever mentioned in the book what Gandalf's plan actually would have been. So, you know, they get to a certain point and it's like, so Gandalf, what was your plan? It's like, I was going to ask Gollum. It's actually weird because the Fellowship of the Ring takes place over multiple years in the majority of the journey. Two Towers and Return of the King takes place over a couple of weeks. Oh, the CGI on Gollum, man, it's fantastic. Andy Serkis, man, you did something special with this. He looks better than most Marvel movies nowadays. Jeez, man. This was made on a budget of 90 million. 90 million. As opposed to the Marvels, which was, what, 200, apparently 270, but more like 300. And we want it. So, how much effort the CGI artists must have done to get this as well? Because I think for Two Towers, Andy Serkis wasn't in he was in a mocap suit for, I think, a couple of the final scenes of Return of the King. But for Two Towers, he was he was in a mocap suit on set. But in Two Towers, they just had him go about, so they had to replace all of this with Gollum. And, like, you know, get Andy Serkis out and replace it with Gollum. And it's like, oh. The amount of effort that these films had, absolutely incredible.
Seen it before, haven't you? Gold.
I wouldn't mind a replica of Sting. There's a couple of swords from Lord of the Rings I want. Sting, Glamdring, and Andúril. I'll take them.
Let's just tie him up and leave him.
No! That would kill us. Kill us.
Yo, message to Nerd of the Rings. You're never gonna see this video, but sod it. Do a video of, like, what would happen if they did just tie Gollum up and leave him. I just want to see. I just want to see what would happen. Your insight on Tolkien. Come on, man, make it happen.
The ring is treacherous. You've been there before.
He looks great. Oh, where did the effort in filmmaking go? Ah, seeing Lord of the Rings both joys me and pisses me off because it's absolutely amazing and filmmakers just don't understand. Studios used to care about films. Ugh.
He wants the Shire rats now.
Don't take orders from orc maggots. Ah, such great prosthetic work.
He needs water.
Oh, jeez. And a proper close-up. It's absolutely incredible work.
Boys,
Stop it!
God take his crook! That must be brutal, because apparently it's meant to be like some kind of like orc liquor. Like proper brutal stuff. Imagine having that chugged down your throat. Jeez.
what do you smell? Man flesh. They picked up our trail.
Pippin may be a bit of an idiot, but what he does right here is actually quite clever. And it's like, yeah, you're on the right track. Just keep going.
Come on, Gimli.
Sign of our cause
This is one of my favourite bits of the film.
can tell.
Imagine part of your job being just running across New Zealand. I know you'd be exhausted, but look at it. Also, for those of you who don't know, every single one of these actors was injured for these running scenes. Viggo had just broken his toe, Orlando had a cracked rib from falling off a horse, and the scale version of Gimli already had issues with his knees. So, just... the amount of pain that all of them must have been in. Watch the appendices, and Orlando Bloom's like, oh yeah, we just had sweets just for the sugar rush, just to keep going.
I wasted on cross country. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Very dangerous over short distances.
I want to go to New Zealand so badly.
Rohan, home of the Horse Lords.
If anyone from New Zealand's watching, you have an absolutely beautiful country. You really do.
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Uruk's northeast. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
God! God!
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. God.
And the union of the two towers.
It still blows my mind that this is a miniature. Like, people built this.
My lord Sauron
People built this.
will rule this Middle Earth.
Absolutely stunning. The old world will burn in the fires of industry. The forests will fall. Christopher Lee is so good in this movie. Drive the machine of war with the sword and the spear and the iron fist of the orc. It's fantastic hearing him, narrate over this. Like, if anything, this is Saruman's movie. If anything, he's the main antagonist. He narrates over so much of it, and I'm so happy with the extended that we get to see so much more of him.
The forest of Fangorn lies on our doorstep. Burn it.
We don't have enough fuel. There's a forest right there.
Will die for Saruman.
The horsemen
And British people get representation. Proper British dental work.
find the king's son.
How did Dread not get a sequel, man? That film was so good. All of the Rohirrim stuff as well. Absolutely fantastic and beautifully designed. They built all of Edoras. The Golden Hall. All of the armour. Oh, God. I could gush about these movies for hours. Guy's creepy as hell, man. He's weird. I saw one thing which was like, oh yeah, he went from this and then did Alien Resurrection, which, yeah, the film's trash. But even that was perfect casting. He's weird as hell.
They run as if the very whips of their masters were behind them.
I mean, the soundtrack definitely helps, because, I mean, I mentioned it in the Fellowship video, but, Howard Shore, God bless you, man.
What about them? Eh, Grace?
Oh, such beautiful makeup and so, and it's on film forever now. What about their legs? They don't need those.
Get back, scum!
Just a mouthful. A bit off the flank.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Now that's intimidating. Just all of their spears in you at once.
What business? There's an elf, a man, and a dwarf having the Riddermark. I would cut off your head, dwarf, if it stood but a little higher from the ground.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Oh, so good. Even Gimli's like, whoa, shit. It's character development, proof they actually care.
Gimli, son of Gloin, and Legolas of the Woodland realm.
There were two hobbits. Do you see two hobbits with us?
They would be small, only children.
He's like, oh shit, I killed their kids. I love Hermes' helmet. Brilliant design. Oh yeah, hang on, wait, I need to rewind. One sec. Check this out as a film error. You might not be able to see it, but check this out. You'll see AMA sword fall out. Right here. Ripto. It's like, I could just imagine on set that like Peter Jackson's like, wow, Vigo, that was fantastic. And it's like you so much pain and anguish, and it's like cut, and he just goes, ugh! Yeah, I've got to commend that orc for his persistence, because he took a spear to the back and he's still going. The way they shoot that, it's like they're like 10 feet away. So it's just... I love the way they filmed this set as well. Because I think they had, like... Yeah, look, he's still going! You filthy little idiots! So yeah, the Fangorn set, what they did, I think they had, it was like 20 or 25, like, squares, basically, that all interlocked with each other. So you could take them apart, reconfigure them, so you'd have different tree configurations all over the place. So they could film it from so many different angles, and it would be different parts of the forest, and it was brilliantly clever.
It's talking, Mary. The tree is talking.
Tree? I am no tree. He is deeply offended. I never had an issue with John Rhys Davies voicing Treebeard, as well as playing Gimli. I'll be honest, I didn't fully realise it was him until a couple of years ago. Hi Gandalf. Spoilers. He's even crossing the dead marshes. It takes them, I think, a couple of days to get across the marshes or something. But like, even so, like, the mountains covering Mordor, man.
It's a bog. He's led us into a swamp.
Looks like he stepped in a bowl of porridge.
Does not care if we be hungry. Does not care if we should die.
I've never fully noticed he goes like straight at Gollum's face. Sam does not give a fuck. All rotten. You know, this area was taken from, like, you know, maybe like one of Tolkien's experiences in World War One, like going through some kind of marshland just littered with bodies. Oh man, it's so evocative. Like, it really makes you think. Now, I don't know about you, but if I saw a dead face open its eyes underwater, my first instinct would not be fall forwards. Looks better than Ghostbusters 2016. You're a fucking idiot. And right here we see, you know, the kind of the decline of Frodo's mental state, where he's really like taken by the ring now. So beautiful. How long must it have been since he last heard his name? And that, you can see the switch as well. Like, he must not have heard his name for centuries. Because Gollum's about between 550 years old. It's like, how long has it been since he hasn't heard that name? This shot's quite interesting because you think like, oh yeah, he's maybe just riding a horse or something. And then, nah, you see it. Oh, look at it.
The trees are speaking to each other.
Gimli.
What do trees have to talk about?
To the consistency of squirrel droppings. We get more from Legolas as well, which is nice to see. And even just that line, "They have feelings, my friend." It's like, it's just even more development for Legolas and Gimli. Like, you know, they first meet in the last film, he wouldn't have given a shit. Hearing Christopher Lee and Ian McKellen's voices ADR together, absolutely fantastic. You can even see both their faces as well. Like, just through the light you can see it. Hell yeah, man.
From the lowest dungeon to the highest peak, I fought him, the Balrog of Morgoth.
It would have been nice if they showed more of like the slime monster that the Balrog became after it plunged into the lake, but it's alright, I'll take it. How did the Fellowship never once be like, yo, can we go back to where the carcass of that thing is? Like, imagine seeing that. See, how does he remember all that? But he's like, oh yeah, I don't remember my name. He remembers Theoden. Unless he only really remembers his actual Maiar name. What was it? What was he called? Olorin? Someone confirm that for me.
I mean, charming. Quite charming. Horace.
Oh, horses are beautiful creatures. They really are. I don't care if this is effectively exposition by Ian McKellen. Let the man talk. I love this scene between these two. I love watching Viggo and Ian play off each other. It's absolutely fantastic. The switching Gandalf's mood there, where he's like, yes, Sam went with him, good. But did he not think to ask about Sam if he thought Frodo went on his own? Because, you know, he knows where Merry and Pippin are, they're now in Fangorn. He sent Frodo off, you know, Frodo's off to destroy the ring in Mordor. Did he never ask, oh, where did Sam end up, by the way? Oh, I love the Easterling design as well. Their armour is so amazing. I love the look of it. And if you think about it, it's another culture with a darker skin tone. Same with the Southrons. That might be good to explore in a show. But no. Screw you, Amazon. But no, you're an idiot. And that is the point, they just charge in. How do they expect to get through that and, like, just not get shot? Like... It's like, I can understand, like, you know... Frodo's not a tactician. He is in a state of desperation with this. And it's like, what other choices he got? Because he doesn't know any other way in. He hasn't seen really any maps or anything. The only other choice aside from going through Cirith Ungol is, like... loop all the way around Mordor, because mountains kind of cover it like a sea and a border, and there's like an entrance, well, like a back way over here. So you could cut through there, and that kind of area is where all like Mordor's farmland is and everything. But even so, how would you get through that without getting caught? And how long would it take you? Because like you got to go all the length of Mordor, and I think it took them, what is it? I think it was 3 days to get from Cirith Ungol to Mount Doom. So looping all the way around just to come all the way back through and then cut down to Mount Doom. That would take them weeks. Oh.
Edoras and the Golden Hall of Medicine.
Symbolism. It's way better done than fucking Drogon melting the Iron Throne. Fucking hell. So now in the books, Aragorn's already got Anduril with him. And when they hand their weapons over, he's like, look, none of you touch this. Or it'll be, like, considered unworthy. You got a question. It's like at one point, you know, when all this was going on, all the two of the guards look at each other and goes, yo, do you want to touch it?
Be silent. Keep your tongue behind your teeth.
Gandalf's got the best comebacks.
I will draw you, Saruman, as poison is drawn from a wound. Rohan is mine. Be gone.
Take this for trapping me on a roof! And again, this film was done 25 odd years ago, came out just over 20 years ago. That de-aging, fantastic.
Ever has it grown on the tombs of my forebears. None shall cover the grave of my son. Alas, that
These evil days should be mine. The young perish and the old linger.
no parent should have to bear their child.
He was strong, Larson. His spirit will find its way to the halls of your father.
I know what it is you want of me, but I will not bring further death to my people. I will not
All this conversation in Gimli's just held up. Jesus fucking good.
Theoden has a strong will, but I fear for him. I fear for the survival of Rohan. He will need you before the end. The people of Rohan will need you.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to Helm's Deep now. Struggling to figure out what's better because Helm's Deep and Pelennor Fields are both better than each other, but for different reasons. Okay, this scene doesn't do much, but I don't know. This has been one of my favourite scenes in the film, like, and I think it's just because I know, like, what Vigo, like, how close Vigo got to this horse. I think that helps. It's just like, you know, the fact that Vigo stayed in the stables with this horse and everything, and, you know, rode him like, all the time, and just like the bond that he grew with this horse. Then he comes back and saves him. When a horse has more character development than Rey. You stink of horse.
He bore a strange ring. Two serpents with emerald eyes.
How did he get a close enough look at Aragorn's ring?
I am ready, Gambling. Bring my horse.
Bring my horse. I love Theoden's arc throughout the whole thing, because he kind of starts off, especially in Helm's Deep, you know, he's almost overconfident, then gets humbled and, you know, learns to be a proper leader and a king again, and... Right here. This is one of the points I want to make about whole, you know, strong female characters and everything. Like, Aragorn is currently in such a way, he could easily deflect that sword if he wanted to. And, like, you know, he chooses not to. He's like, yeah, I'll let you have this one. If this had been written today, and if this film had been made today, Aragorn would have been swept out from beneath him, sword placed against his throat, he would have been looking at her like, holy shit, she's gonna kill me, and a trickle of blood would have come down his neck. And I think this shows strength with Eowyn as well. It's like, she doesn't fear death. She just, like, you know, fears an unjust world. Another behind-the-scenes clip which I've got to praise is like, you know, Andy Serkis threw himself into that. And there are times where I just think, like, did Peter Jackson just wake up someone and just go, right, what can I make him do? It's like, oh yeah, we want you to jump into a river and chase a CGI fish.
What do you know about it? Nothing.
This scene speaks levels, because it's, you know, Frodo's looking at Gollum, effectively saying, like, I need to believe he can come back because I need to believe I can come back. Because if I can't, that's my future. So he's there, like, he's saying it just, I guess, just trying to convince himself. It's like, you know, that I need to believe I can do it through him. God, this scene is... Oh, I tell you, this scene used to freak me the hell out when I was a kid. But it's... Andy Serkis did a brilliant job on this. He's able to switch so quickly. Brilliant. Me. What's really funny is that I've had conversations like this with myself. And I think that speaks levels about my mental state. And this, again, it's like... The shift from Gollum to Smeagol, it's like, you know... Smeagol's reasserting dominance over Gollum. And Gollum only comes back when Frodo tricks Smeagol. When he's with Faramir. And then Gollum reasserts himself. We told him to go away. And away he goes, precious.
Is it you?